All right, so we're opening up with the deck list. You see some Hody, Sanji, Nami, Kikunojo, Edison, Frankie. Yeah, I'm not keeping up with this, but you guys can see it. So that's basically our Arlong list. The mentality of the list is to make sure you can aggressively use your leader ability. Right? That's where the frame of mind is at. It's more so to aggressively use the leader ability. And I am aware that most Arlong list is more about the triggers because they go hand in hand, right? You can trigger summon and what do you call it? And those are still targets for your leader ability. But like I said, the more particular frame of mind and just like to try to get the bang for our buck. So it's like, hey, let's use these characters with good on play effects, and you know, let's just use these characters and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So the Egghead package to us made a lot of sense, you know, but that's kind of what it was for us for a long time when messing with Arlong. It's like on play abilities and blah blah blah. So we're really trying to get the most out of our leader, and more so in particular. There are characters that can obviously trigger summon or benefit off of their trigger ability specifically, but like I said, our frame of mind is more so Arlong's leader ability. So that's kind of how this deck was engineered. Because obviously a lot of the Egghead triggers don't even work unless you're using the Vegapunk leader or an Egghead leader, which more than likely there will be an Egghead leader, a new Egghead leader in the future when they word things like that. Or at least they leave the door open for that. Also, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Really trying to grow this channel. It will truly appreciate it. It's tough in these YouTube streets to get your numbers up. So we thank you wholeheartedly for anybody that does click that subscription button. And yeah, once again, please subscribe. Okay, that's enough. So you see our board, pretty solid. I feel like any Don X leader is about aggressive attacks. That's how I feel. And it's like making the most out of that potential of being so aggressive with your attacks. Because it's like, when you think about it, you can either summon or you can attack and summon at the same time. So that's like another way to look at it. All right, what are we doing? What are our options? Well, our life is too low to just safely pop that Kikunojo, to be honest. Oh, well, it happened unintentionally, right? Do we have any sneaky plays? All right, let's put them at 0 and develop board. That's pretty much lethal next turn. Oh, we can technically go for... Oh, no. I think the Nami was better. Well, we got one in our hand, so it doesn't matter. What am I saying? You know, we got a Nami in our hand, so it doesn't matter. Oh, they did it again. Yeah, Nami, if they were to play a blocker, Nami would just let us get the blocker off the board. They got a develop board. They're still in lethal territory. Oh, look at that. So much life. They went from guaranteed lethal to we're going to keep playing this game. But yeah, I feel like this build is really solid. That's how I feel. I feel like the build is really solid. I mean, all decks, at the end of the day, is a matter of how you draw and what you get. That's card games in its totality. But essentially, we're going to develop the 10 drop. I respect it. Develop the 10 drop. You still gain a life, and then we could just use it to help us get lethal anyway. That's what makes that ace good. Even though we do want that rush a lot of times, it's like, hey, I can guarantee give myself a life no matter what. So that makes that ace real solid. Because look at that. Look at our board state now. Or look at the situation, I should say. Look at it right now. But anyway, I completely lost my train of thought. I don't know. Oh, solid. Yeah. So I feel like think if you play fighting games and you play Ryu, it's like, yeah, Ryu's playable. Ooh, our life. Wait, what? Interesting. I low-key felt like the Lilith was the target. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. I guess we can just see if we can get game. No, wait, they got too much life overall, right? Anyway, so it's like Ryu from Street Fighter, or damn, it's more so what type of Street. Okay, we're gonna just talk in a general. Ryu from Street Fighter is always considered a real solid character, real, you know, not too aggro-y, but not too technical. It's just real solid, and it helps you get through a lot of matches, right? So that's kind of how I feel. I feel like a solid build can help you deal with a lot of matches. So that's essentially what I'm trying to say. Because I mean, like, you can also think of it, right? Like, you play a build that's all about the trigger summons, and I'm not trying to downplay that build. Of course I know its effectiveness, but it's like I feel like the risk reward, a little bit of anxiety, essentially what I'm saying. Because obviously, to benefit, you got to catch a lot of trigger summons. Not much for that. Yeah, I think in the long run, at this point, you just want him to be able to attack life so you can develop. But if he doesn't play a blocker, he's going to be in trouble. Oh, wow. That's low-key hilarious. Because keep in mind, 8K is a large number. So, yeah, this is potentially going to give us the game. Oh, he still has Don active. Ew. Goes for a cycle play, hoping to get some defense, and he does get the defense, but this has to be a blast breath. Well played. Okay. Yeah, it would have had to have been a blast breath. And then technically we got defense to potentially stop at least one attack. And yeah, you see, an Edison was on top. So in theory, that would have been more counter power. So yeah, it did look good to essentially stop an attack at the end of the day. And then there was that, I forgot what that card is called. But if we get put down to one life, we play it, we pop whatever blocker, and hopefully be able to attack straight to leader. A 9K swing at that point in the game would give us the game. Like, there's no way it wouldn't. You gotta love opening up with Kikunojo. The funny part about opening up with Kikunojo, as you see, okay, you saw what you saw. In order for us to not get that Kikunojo ability, he had to counter out the way he did. He had to counter out so early from an 8K swing. And we all know most people like taking the first life. So it's funny that you can technically look at it as like, yeah, this is gonna make you chuck cards. You're not gonna wanna see this. This is gonna make you chuck cards. Surprisingly, we're deciding to go for Nami without the ability to draw. It's not a bad thing. It's still helping us control the board. Well, we got Lilith and Brûlé as a target for our summon. So that's ultimately good. Yeah, next turn can be a real solid turn for us. Yeah, I think that's fine to let go. Oh, and they pop. the benefits of Nami and having a low hand size. Tell you that right now, because it just essentially just makes the pop free. Defense. I respect it. Keep the Lilith. We do have a blocker. We have 2 life. Decent board situation. So you keep the Lilith as a potential, you know, search and try to grab something else. Or if you really don't need it, got another Nami play. I love seeing people use this Edward Newgate. Like, I had this epiphany at the beginning of this format. I was like, this should be a staple. And seeing more people throw it into their decks, because you got to shake it up, you know? You really do. You got to shake it up. And I think people see the effectiveness of being able to just manipulate your life to that degree. I can't wait till people see how extremely effective it is to also manipulate your opponent's life to such a high degree. All right, the Sabo shenanigans definitely has to start now. Especially since that he's low-key unaware that we can KO the blocker. I don't see nothing wrong with blocking. Oh, we do have the... Oh, trigger something. Oh, that makes it worse for him technically. We do have the 3K thingy. We take, okay. So that means we feel confident on being able to stop any other levels of offense. He's only going to be able to gain 1 life. Trying to go for the whole rush loop. You are attacking. 2K, 1K. So, yeah, that's crazy. He attacked with his blocker. That's crazy. He has 1 more attack left. Oh my god, he just said F this. Okay, cool. That's nuts. He's just like, if this don't go through, because we got the block for the new gate, and then we have literally too many swings. We literally have too many swings. Yeah, that's the fun thing about leaders like Arlong and Doflamingo. I did hate how Arlong has such a handicap when he came out. Like, it took mad sets, and I was like, okay, he's not future proof, so as long as they're printing cards, the deck can only get stronger, you know, unless they literally go out their way. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I felt like a lot of the egghead cards are 5 drops just to make sure Arlong can't use it, you know, like some of these newer cards being 5 drops or obviously leader locked. We can't blame a card from being leader locked, but it's like, man, this thing could have definitely been what you call it, not attacking the bounty, or I should say the character bounty. You know, let's differentiate. I'm like, yeah, this card definitely could have been a 4 drop. Like, what's good? They did this because of Arlong. I see. It was because of Arlong. You still gotta chuck. But yeah, I love like the level of aggression that these leaders try to enforce. You get what I'm saying? That's the point of these Don X leaders. More so Dofi, like, and Arlong, and even Moria, right? Like, you have to attack to get these abilities. So it's like, yeah, this game is always going to be on. I'm always going to be on the offense. Even when I'm playing defense, I'm on the offense. Because it's like, it's funny. Doflamingo, did we click too fast? No, we ain't have no targets. So Doflamingo, obviously, the board development is low-key his defense. All those bodies, your opponent's forced to attack them because your board would be too heavy. And then Arlong, I love playing out a blocker. It's like I just attacked you for whatever number and I got to place a blocker. So I'm protecting myself. It's literally both in one shot. So I always think that's cool. 7K to leader. Well, we checked Bonnie. I'm surprised we decided to keep the Onami. I mean, yeah, technically there is potential to go for a banish play. But like, one would imagine that the our Bonnie would just help us draw. You know, at this point in the game, we should be getting awarded that we're really keeping this Onami. We should be getting awarded for our offense. So we'll be drawing 2, trash 1, draw 2, trash 1 every time they take a life, right? Is it every time or once per turn? I can't remember. Okay, I was wondering how long we was going to leave that searcher on the board. And then put 2. Either go to 1 or lose lose 2 cards. 2 or 3. They went to 1. That's crazy. I would forever find it crazy to see somebody with a handful of cards and still take the life. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, they didn't even bother. It's like, F this. Could they have? I see some bricks. Okay, I see some bricks. I wonder if going second is better. I know the whole idea of going first allows us to attack first and use our, but with playing ace and stuff, I'm like, it was going second the better thing to do. It's funny, if that Bonnie can get developed quick. Well, these modern day Luffy, black yellow Luffy decks do have board removal. So the the Bonnie might not stay on the board, but essentially Luffy likes to take life. So I'm like, yo, we can probably draw a lot. Let's see what our player goes for. Who do we pick? Okay, it's always going to be Kikunojo. Oh, well, now they make this decision. Do we want Kikunojo to be live, or do we counter out so that way they can't have access to that ability? Okay, they're going to allow Kikunojo to go live. And it's funny because if it was Bonnie, we'd be drawing. Too bad we don't have the Nami. We can get a trigger summon. Okay, saving cards, saving cards. Whose go is it right now? There you go. Okay, now it's our go. Well, we got defense. 2 forms of defense. Plenty forms of offense. Well, sadly, we're losing out on our 10 drop. But respectfully, if we can develop that Bonnie. Well, are we going to put them at 1? I don't think our board is developed enough to put them at 1. But it is real early in the game. Right? This is... Moria ain't going to show up for what, 2 more turns? I think the Luffy player can take that. But there's nothing wrong with checking a random 2K. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That was relatively an effective play, in my humble opinion. Because it's like I said, it was too early for a lot of things. There we go. Well, we got enough life to go offense. Defense is always fun. But we actually have enough life to play out an offensive character. And that's funny because that card can definitely help us in this matchup. The other fun part is, look. Oh, we got 2 late games. Oh, yes. We got 2 cards to help us seal the deal. This is funny. A little hilarious. Obviously, Bonnie is now a high threat Because if Luffy wants to commit to his shenanigans, yeah, you got to get rid of the Bonnie. It's going to involve us drawing a bunch of cards. We take, we got counter power. And we got cycle if we feel like we need it. I'll say Brûlé. Oh, okay, we checking offense. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Mihawk's not going to get his effect anyway because the Luffy player is going to consistently have less life than us. Okay, now, which I feel like they would have it, they can play the one card to just take that last life and then go straight for shenanigans. Okay, so we get another turn. They have to figure this out because this is risky, right? Yeah. Oh, they just scooped vanilla ice cream. G. Please subscribe. We need it. Please.